Once upon a time, in a peaceful little town, lived a family in a quiet corner of the city. In that family was a 12-year-old boy named Anthony, a sixth grader full of energy. Anthony loved spending time outdoors, and his favorite activity was playing baseball. Almost every afternoon, he would head straight to the nearby public field to practice his skills. One day after school, Anthony came home and dropped onto the couch with a troubled expression. He opened one of his school books, stared at it, and then leaned back with frustration. His father, who had just walked in from the backyard, noticed something was wrong. He sat beside him and gently asked what was bothering him. Anthony explained that he had gotten a low grade in math. But what really upset him was that his close friend and neighbor Zach always scored high. No matter how hard Anthony tried, he couldn't match Zach's math scores. His father brought him a glass of water to help him relax. Then he led Anthony to their calm backyard garden, full of shade and quiet. "Anthony," his father said, "there are 3 important lessons you need to learn from what happened today. These lessons will guide you as you grow." Curious and respectful, Anthony asked, "What lessons, Dad?" "You will learn them one at a time," his father replied. "Each one comes with a challenge." After thinking for a moment, his father said, "For the first lesson, I want you to invite Zach to play baseball with you tomorrow." Anthony nodded, eager to understand what his father meant. The next day after school, Anthony invited Zach to the field. As usual, Anthony, who practiced almost every day, dominated the game. He scored 3 hits. Meanwhile, Zach, who didn't play baseball often, struggled to control the bat and made several mistakes. Still, everyone had fun. That evening, Anthony rushed to the backyard to tell his father. "Dad, I played baseball with Zach. What's the first lesson?" His father smiled. "Tell me what happened." Anthony explained that he played well and that Zach wasn't very good at baseball. His father nodded and said, "See, Anthony? Zach may not be good at baseball, but he's great at math. And you may struggle with math, but excel at baseball. Every person has their own strengths, and that's perfectly okay." Anthony felt the lesson sink in. Excited, he asked, "What's the second lesson?" "For the second lesson," his father said, "I want you to watch Zach carefully at school tomorrow. Notice how often he counts, calculates, or plays with numbers." The next day, Anthony paid close attention. Zach was constantly solving problems, doing puzzles, calculating small things during recess. He even counted the petals on a flower. After school, Anthony found his father and shared what he saw. "Dad, Zach was doing math all day." His father smiled warmly. "That's the second lesson. Zach is good at math because he enjoys it and practices constantly. If you want to get better at anything, you must keep practicing, just like baseball. It doesn't have to be hard. You can start with small exercises, like Zach counting flower petals." Anthony realized he could improve in anything if he practiced consistently. Without waiting, he asked, "What's the third lesson?" For the final challenge, his father asked, "How much better do you think Zach is at math compared to you?" Anthony hesitated. "Maybe 3 times better?" "All right," his father said. "Then tomorrow, I want you to study math 3 times harder." Anthony gulped, but agreed. The next day after school, he sat down to study. 1 hour passed, then he pushed himself for 2 more hours. But soon his head hurt, and before he knew it, he fell asleep. Later, his father gently woke him up for dinner. Feeling embarrassed, Anthony said, "Dad, I couldn't finish the challenge. I studied so much that my head hurt." His father placed a hand on his shoulder and said softly, "Anthony, this is what happens when you try to master something you don't enjoy. Discipline is harder when your heart isn't in it. But when you love something, like baseball, consistency feels easy." Then his father shared the final wisdom. "So if you want to be smart or skilled at something, either study what you love or learn to love what you're studying." Anthony, filled with admiration, promised to carry these lessons for the rest of his life. Moral: everyone has different strengths. To become great at anything, you must practice consistently. But true mastery comes when you enjoy what you're learning. Either follow your passion or learn to love the path you're on.